Uncle James. I got my foot in it. Hope everybody's having a good day. This is kind of like a midday matinee, if you want to say. Um, I would love for everybody to become active citizens of this channel. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell with all so you can be notified when we drop fruitful and nutritious content, giving the video a like, sharing, all that other good stuff. This is another episode of New Orleans Chronicles. And I hope everybody gonna enjoy this. So you guys understand the format that we do here. I usually on my other channel and on here, if I'm gonna be doing commentary, I'll light an incense. Just something I grew up with, incense. And we usually give everybody like 5 minutes to get in before we start the live stream. So definitely we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here, and we'll take it from there. Hope everybody's having a good day. Shout out to my hometown of New Orleans. I miss you guys and girls. I miss the life. I think it's getting close to that time. We on wind down up here. So give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. We'll chit chat. Also, like I said, make sure you tune into everything that we do here. Usually we do the community tab. I posted about an hour ago that I was going to do this because it was kind of a pop-up. I didn't really have anything planned. Excuse me. Then I decided to go ahead and do this because I got stuff I got to do on the other channel today, and I might do a live stream later this evening, something quick. While I'm whipping dinner up, I'm gonna make dinner today. Do something quick. I probably won't even show the whole thing online, so give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. We'll have a conversation. Make sure you hit the likes button as you get up in here. So, as a matter of fact, like I said, because this is a worldwide movement, wherever you tune it in from, drop it in the comment section. If you're catching us live, if you're catching us on the replay, let me know on the replay where you're watching from. I like to show love to everybody from everywhere that catch the channel. So definitely, we'll have a little chit chat. Also, another thing, I had been doing this on my Instagram, and I just decided to do it on this YouTube channel because it gave me more time to talk. On Instagram, unless you're doing like these short clips, these reels, most people don't really, to me, pay attention to the long stuff. So I decided I'll do this here because I can do it in long form and cover the subjects more. We got 9 wonderful people up in here. I ought to see 9 likes. Get those likes up. And it just helps get this channel out there, you know. That's all it does. It helps get the channel out there. If you guys and girls know YouTube policy, YouTube only promotes certain things. If I was up here buck dancing or talking crazy, they would be promoting. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll start at the 5-minute mark. Definitely. Hello. Where you chiming in from? Where you chiming in from? I can't call it. I'm here live streaming at Paradise Go. And make sure you get a video a like. Make sure you get this live stream a like. Where you tuning in from, Paradise? So, all right, everybody, with the 5-minute mark. So, in this episode of New Orleans Chronicles, you're from India? Okay, shout out to India. If you're from about New Orleans Chronicles, so when you see New Orleans Chronicles, you'll always see a subtitle behind it. So I named this one The Language. If you've never been to New Orleans, there's some things you gotta understand. All right, in America, there's English, there's Southern English, there's Louisiana English, and then there's New Orleans English, which is something totally different. Um, New Orleans, the city, and I can say the surrounding area, the metro area, although we're going to stick to New Orleans, we pronounce things different than the way it's spelled. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. We pronounce things different than the way it's spelled. Um, what's going on? What's going on? Like, we got people checking in. We got people checking in from everywhere. But so we pronounce things different. Like, the way it's spelled is not always the way it's pronounced. Like, the candy we make, pralines, out of towners call them pralines. In New Orleans, we call them plarines. We spell it one way and we pronounce it something different. Um, and this is not slang. I'm not talking about slang because every country, every part of America have slang. I'm talking about everyday conversation. We don't pronounce words the way it's spelled a lot of times. Even people's names. I'm James Walker. There's a lot of people in New Orleans don't pronounce the S at the end of my first name. And for my last name, instead of an ER, they put an A there. So it's just like that. The word baby. For people who get offended, I don't think New Orleans would be a place you would be comfortable because that word is a public word. So just saying, what's happening, baby? You can go in a restaurant and your waiter will call you baby. There's no such thing as using that word on a job and getting, what they call it, sexual harassment and none of that. It's just a normal thing that we say in New Orleans, period, point blank. So you guys and girls might have to understand that. Then people from New Orleans in the surrounding areas have a totally different accent than people in the rest of Louisiana. You can listen to somebody from Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Lafayette, well, not Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, and you can probably mistake them for somebody from Texas. You hear people from New Orleans and you can't mistake them for nobody. You know they from New Orleans or they from the New Orleans area. When I say the New Orleans area, I'm talking about close, like maybe Jefferson or St. Bernard Parish. For those of you who don't know Chalmette, Arabi, all that, or Metairie, Kenner, West Wego, all that kind of stuff, they sound like us, even though it's a different parish. But we got a different accent. The way we speak things, the way we say things, it's just different. Like I said, it's not slang. The way we pronounce the streets. Leonidas. In New Orleans, it's not Leonidas. The street is Leanders. But it's spelled Leonidas. That's not the way we pronounce it. So having a conversation with somebody from New Orleans, just normal things. You can have a conversation and be lost. Like when I first moved here to Iowa, some of the conversations I had was kind of hard because I had to try to figure out how to speak different. So people would tell me they didn't understand me because there's certain things that I said up here, not only because of my accent, but because of the way I would pronounce stuff. And it's just a New Orleans thing, you know what I mean? So the language is different. And I think that's something that people got to understand about the city of New Orleans, man. We just got a totally different language. Like I said, this ain't even including slang. Just the language and the accent is just totally different. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So like I said, that's just the thing, you know. You gonna hear New Orleans. Even people from Baton Rouge will say, oh, they call us country in Baton Rouge, but we the state capital. Just New Orleans just got something different, man. When we talk, we just sound different. I ain't even talking about you heard me and all that. I'm just saying just a regular conversation. And when I moved here to Iowa, I even noticed the difference in the way white folks here would talk as opposed to white folks from New Orleans. I could have a conversation with a white person from New Orleans and they understand everything I'm saying. And I could come up here and it'd be like night and day. And it took me to move away to see that because, I drive trucks. So when I was all over the country, it was a difference, but I thought it wasn't a difference until I moved here. And after a couple years here, I started noticing, yeah, there's a big difference in having a conversation up here. Like I said, with no slang, then having a conversation down there. Context and the way we use different words down there. The word nasty could be good depending on the context you use it in, you know what I'm saying? So just stuff like that. And yeah, man, that's just a part of the culture. People like to hear the accent. People like to hear us say different words. People come down there and they ask you certain things and then they be lost. Like I said, especially when it comes to the pronunciation of a lot of different words. I mean, like Tyler Perry's Medea character. Some of that Hitler and all that is based on there's people from New Orleans that talk like that. I mean, it's not something he created. It is part of the language there. So it's kind of like one of these unique places, man. Like I said, it's a very, very unique culture coming to the NO town. So let's see what else I could say about the language, the way we talk, the way we pronounce everything. Like I said, it's Plurines. Some of the streets, you don't pronounce it the way it's spelled. Like, there's a street in New Orleans called Chapatulas. Out of towners have a hard time pronouncing that word. And they'll try, and they'll try and pronounce it the way it's spelled. And it don't, no. No, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's something totally different. So that's this kind of stuff you got to understand when you get down there. It's going to be a little bit different. Now, me, myself, I've always had somewhat of an accent growing up. So I kind of had a New Orleans accent with a mixture of country accent for whatever reason. I was born and raised in New Orleans. I was born and raised at, they call it Oxnard now. It was Southern Baptist up there on Magnolia and Napoleon. I was born there, so I was raised uptown. So New Orleans, pretty much my whole kid life was in New Orleans. I mean, I didn't move out of the state of Louisiana until Hurricane Katrina. I came back and then I left in 2010, the end of 2010. But for the most part, yeah, it's just one of them accents that no matter where you hear it, you know it automatically. And it don't got to be slang talking, just a regular conversation. And I think people up here have started to understand me. When I first got here to Iowa, man, I mean, my goodness, I would be talking to people and they'd be lost. Huh? What you said? Can you repeat that? And it would kind of be like you know what I'm saying? So, definitely, that's how that works, man. The language is just different. The way we speak, I'll tell you this. Respect is the thing down there. You gotta be respectful, or else. So yeah, like I said, that's just it, man. You guys and girls, for those of you who don't know, our accent, the language, it's just different like everywhere else, but it's very unique. So if you ever go to the NO town, you'll understand or you'll have an idea of when people talk to you, what they're saying. But I just wanted to do this little short live and have a little short conversation about that. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I might do a stream later when I'm in the kitchen. So Hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, I'm Uncle James, and I got my foot in.